Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down!
Well, what's going on, Wresting New'S, and welcome for another edition of the Wrestling News, episode 6. Now, before I start my show, recently I made a podcast discuss possibly the return of Dave Batista with my friend named Tony. Now, if you have not seen that podcast, that link will be underneath this video in the description box, so check it out. Okay, now I'm gonna start my show right about now. Now, at the last preview, TLC. Now, I'm not gonna discuss the whole freaking card because no one gives a shit about it. They just give a shit about the main event. Champion versus champion. John Cena was the world heavyweight champion, and the Viper, Randy Orton, was the W champion. These two guys have great chemistry together, have a lot of history together. Now, I totally agree with the wrestling gurus out there. This match should take place back in the day. Why now? They had nothing going on in the current storyline, you know what I'm saying? But whatever, I guess Triple H, Stephanie, and Vince decided to have Randy Orton and John Cena to face off once again, but this time for both belts on the line at the TLC pay-per-view for tables, ladders, and chairs. And frankly, it was a good match. And probably was the best match they ever had in their history, you know what I'm saying? I really enjoy that. I know most of the viewers enjoy that, but the other matches was just a so-so. But I still enjoy this pay-per-view overall. But the headliner of this article says, the Orton problem, who cares? Randy Orton went into the 83 playbook. I don't know what the hell does that mean. Sunday night and pulled out the handcuffs to the bottom rope. Tricked defeated John Cena to become the W World Heavyweight Champion. Now, most of the viewers don't like the name. I prefer Undisputed, like they did back in the day. But it's what it is. Champion and oh my gosh, I'm a little tongue-tied. I'm gonna help that word. The W2 world titles after 11 years. He now have the full bullseye to himself. There will be no shortage of opponents in line up for the title shot with Daniel Bryan. Yes, yes, yes. And the best in the world, CM Punk, John Cena. The Big Show, really? The Big Show? Come on now. He had one title shot this past November, and he never ever got another rematch. Go figure. What does that tell you? Leading the way, the second wave of Mark Henry, the Wyatt family, or Bray Wyatt, Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns won't be too far behind. Now, Roman Reigns, he's a beast. I think this is the same guy who destroyed people at the Savageries. I always get those guys confused at the from the Shield. So the problem faced Dudley is that Orton just isn't a big draw. I wonder why. Iron Fist, or whatever that damn word is, in the storyline, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon push Orton to the top because he's that good, please, for business. But in real world, that just not the case. We all know that. Ask a non-wrestling fan who Randy Orton is. A person will have absolutely no idea. The Survivor Series pay-per-view had the lowest buy rate for show in 4 years. Wow, 4 years. That's kind of sad. With the main event of Randy Orton versus Big Show, the complete flop. No shit. Who else is going to face Randy Orton? I prefer him and Daniel Bryan continue the storyline all the way through Mania, but I guess WWE decided to change the storyline a little bit, but whatever, WWE. Sometimes you guys fuck up sometimes. Orton can wrestle and will put on a great match. Please, when the last time Orton had a great match? With Bryan, Punk, and Cena, but nobody really cares. The W will have to put out all the stops to keep things interesting. That is damn true. You know, some people, let me rephrase it. Some people are so tired of seeing John Cena in the main event all the freaking time, especially when he was Super Cena. I think what, 06 through 08, I think. I don't know how long was the Super John Cena run was, but it was getting kind of boring. But what do you expect? He's the Hulk Hogan of this decade. Believe it or not, wrestling fans, we just got to deal with it. People are going to hate this podcast. I love it. I don't give a darn. But this is just my theory plus the paper. What are you saying? Okay. Around the ring, WWE reporting has been in contact with Hulk Hogan, Batista, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar about Royal Rumble and WrestleMania 30. Now, before I continuing, there are reports about Dave Batista. I made a podcast on it, like I said earlier in this podcast. So, hopefully it's legit. Hopefully it's not a freaking rumor. If it is, then all the wrestling fans feel silly about it. But, you know what I'm saying? But this is the hottest discussion right now because it's going to road to WrestleMania, and I love this time of year. Okay, look for Punk and Bryan to face Triple H and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. Oh, that'd be kind of neat. You know, speaking of Daniel Bryan and Shawn Michaels, I heard a lot of reports that WWE wants Shawn Michaels to come back at WrestleMania 30 for one more match. Student versus teacher. I think that'd be a good match. I mean, in storyline wise, it should be a good build up for WrestleMania. I know Shawn Michaels could still wrestle in the ring, probably when he's not part of wrestling, probably he's working out and all that good stuff. And probably in his head, he wants to come back to WWE and wrestle at the biggest stage, WrestleMania 30, the 30th anniversary of WrestleMania. I think that could happen. You could see what happened at the Slammy Awards, you know, at the end of that, you know. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I will mark out huge if Shawn Michaels face Daniel Bryan. Okay, another news on the agenda. Dolph Ziggler could be headlining back to main event spot. Oh, wow, that's great news. Speaking of Dolph Ziggler, I guess he was in a back burner, if you want to call that, or in a hot seat. I guess he did something stupid. I don't know what he did because some things you realign or not really true. So I guess you gotta go with your gut feeling. That's why he was in like a U.S. title picture, IC title picture for a while. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he never won the belt, but he just competing for the U.S. belt and the IC belt. And there's no reason he got over that stage a while ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was looking for, the doghouse. So it happens for every wrestler. I don't know if it happens with the top guys like John Cena and Orton got in trouble because two violations. Same thing for Rey Mysterio. Two violations, I think, for Rey Mysterio. And that's about it about that. I think Hogan will make an appearance at WrestleMania 30. I don't think he's gonna wrestle. Um, Maybe as a tag team match, but why in the hell do we want to put Hulk Hogan in a one-on-one match if he had a back surgery in the past? You know, that's jeopardize his life. You know, I prefer being healthy and competing than being all messed up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could cost a guy. He could interference, you know, his music could play and the guy could win in the ring. I don't know what could happen, you know. They better plan things ahead of time. Don't be like last year, you know. I think most of the matches were just all clusterfuck, you know. Most of it, you know, and probably most of the wrestling fans will not agree with me, but it's okay, you know. This is just my theory, and I like Dolph Ziggler, you know. Ever since he went on his own, you know, ever since the Spirit Squad, way before that or after that, you know. And a lot of people want to see Brock Lesnar versus Batista. Now I mention this time after time after time. Two powerhouses does not really work together in the ring. You know, it's true. I'll give you an example. CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar. It was a good match, great build up, and all good stuff. Of course, Brock Lesnar won the freaking match, but still a good match, you know. WrestleMania 20. Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. Garbage match. Not just because I was there. I watched on DVD, and it was freaking boring. I think people at the arena was boring. And Austin was part of it. Come on, Austin should be like a special enforcer, but whatever, you know. If they could redo that match, probably do a better match, probably a better outcome. And then we all know that Lesnar was flipping off the fingers, the flipping off the birdies to the fans. And after that, I think the next night or next day, he quit the WWE. Then a couple months later, he went for the NFL tryout for the Minnesota Vikings, and it did not work out very well. Then he went to the UFC. Then the rest is history. Yeah, the Big Show Orton match was completely dog shit. Okay, the build-up was good. Okay, don't get me wrong, but the match was dog shit. Okay, you really think that Big Show is really gonna beat Orton for the belt at Survivor Series? Come on now. And that's why WWE decided they had this big match at TLC, the last pay-per-view of 2013. Speaking of TLC, I guess it's gonna be released very soon. Do you guys like the cover? Dislike it? Like it? It don't bother me, but oh, sorry about that. Orton is holding two belts at the end of the pay-per-view. They should have Orton versus John Cena grabbing the belts. You know what I'm saying? But they are dumbasses sometimes, you know? Yeah, just hopefully these are legit about Dave Batista. Now, I know I said I'm a big fan of Batista, but I'm gonna correct my words. He's an awesome guy, you know? I'm not a huge fan of Batista, but I did watch him in '05 when he got out of the group of Evolution, you know? He went on his own. But the guys he competed with, like Triple H, Taker, and all that good stuff, those guys put on a good match. Batista is not a good wrestler. I understand that. He's 44 freaking years old. Is he a future Hall of Famer? Time will tell. But that's all I want to say. There's no TNA news because most of the TNA stuff going around is all taped way in advance, and that is dumb on TNA's part, from my point of view. I know this Monday night for Raw, it's taped. I'm still gonna watch it. I know they're gonna focus on our Christmas stuff, and probably the following Monday they're gonna focus on their road to WrestleMania. First step is the Rumble, and I'm looking forward to it. I've been watching Royal Rumble 2000. I review it, so check that out, and probably do more of them before Rumble 2014 kicks off. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, some good matches. Now, this match I love to see at WrestleMania. Okay, you agree with me or disagree? If they do not get HBK versus Daniel Bryan, I prefer, or second hand, John Cena, Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton, triple threat match for the WWE Championship, because Daniel Bryan had not a beef, but he had a great match versus John Cena this past August at SummerSlam, and uh, um, Randy Orton cashed it in on Daniel Bryan at the end of SummerSlam, and John Cena had beef with Randy Orton at TLC and in the past. So I think that'd be a good match. And as Goldberg, I don't know if I really want to see him back in WWE. Maybe, maybe not. If they make a documentary, I know they recently made a DVD. You know, one side is from WCW days and the other side is WWE days. Why did they do that? Just to make an easy buck on him. They should have just waited until Goldberg and WWE make an agreement and he could be part of like a documentary, then release the matches. But whatever. I didn't pick it up yet. I heard mixed emotions on this DVD. So I'm not too sure if I'm gonna pick it up. If I get it for Christmas, that's all great. If I don't, I will still pick it up because I'm a wrestling collection fan. Another thing is they're gonna have the best of 2013 available very soon. It might come out early. I'm not too sure. Some places do it early, like Kmart. Speaking of early for wrestling DVDs and Blu-rays, they should not do that because the stores get in trouble. I know most of the wrestling fans don't want to believe me, but it's damn true. I can never get my stuff early. I guess it all depends where you live at. So, I know my friend Nick, he got some early DVDs at Kmart. And I'm really surprised Kmart don't give him trouble. I guess they don't give a shit, you know? So, whatever. That's what I heard from other people. If they release it, they get in trouble. I guess that's right. Maybe for Best Buy or whatever. And that's all I'm going to say. Thanks for listening, and hopefully I'll do more of these in the future. Have a good one, my viewers. Stay tuned for the future episodes of this. This is your friend here, Team Rai, sign off. Goodbye, everyone. Later.